Hello, I am reviewing the Studio Series 86 Transformers the movie Scrapper. And I love this figure. I really do. I he's really fun to mess with. He's pretty cool. Um I I mean there are like gaps, but hey, what do you expect? He's pretty cool. I like him. He is the what is it the right leg sorry, the right leg of Devastator. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Nice. I love the green on him. I think out of like the Transformers that I have, he is the most greenest figure that I've ever had. Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, he's so cool. I really like him. Arms do a full 360. If that gets in the way, the little tab there, it kind of like blocks it. Arms can do about 90 degrees forward, about 90 degrees backwards if you want to do that, just for fun. Forearm for rotation. Wrists go in, do the transformation. No rotation or anything like that. Legs can go out that much. Legs can go back that much. A little bit. The backpack's in. If you move that out of the way, I'm sure you can do it. And you can do about the full splits. About 90 degrees. A bend at the knee. And you got a bunch of ankle tiltage. I think. Nope, just forward. Just forward. Forward for the fan right there. His head. Full rotation. It's on a ball joint, so it can move all over the place. And I think. Nope, no waist rotation. I thought there was. I should have checked. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. And he does come with accessories. He comes with his own blaster, which is neat. Right? And he comes with these two pieces. Right? Two giant guns. Or you can make him hold them. Or if you don't want him to do that, you just... with this thing here. So there's like these little nubs here. You could, and there's a little like slot there. Right there on the top. You can do it that way. Or you can do it that way. But the instructions tell you to do it this way. And you can make him hold it if you wanted to. Do that. You can make him hold a giant gun. But really, that gun's really meant for Devastator. Or you can make him hold him like this. And like this. You can just do a full barrage. A friggin' domination. Oh. Oh, it's alright. It's alright. We're all good. And just... they're also huge. So they... and his, on his hands, there's like a big gap here between his hands and his, like, forearm here. So the guns have a complicated thing. And obviously, you can make him hold his original blaster without making him fall over the place. And he can just fire with that. As far as storage goes, there's really no storage on the body. None that I found anyway. I mean, maybe with those, but you can't do anything like that. So there's really no storage on the body in his robot form. That is another little nitpick I have about him, but he's cool. Let's put these to the side. I don't know about you, but I kind of really want to transform this guy. He's really fun to transform. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to do this with these wrists. Do that. Then you're going to take his chest piece, pull it out, put his head all the way down like so. Then you just clip this back in. There you go. Now you do this with his elbows backwards on both sides. Then, excuse me, you collapse his arms because there's a the little slot right there, and there's a tab there. You just collapse them in. If you can do that, and then there's a tab right here, and there's a slot in there, and his wrists just slide in there like so. You got that going on. And then up top, so the way this works, you're going to want to pull this up like that. Now this thing is supposed to hook in like around there. On mine it doesn't do that, but if yours, just make sure you remove that, and there you go. And you basically put this whole section down and a clip, put this down, and then you are going to want to put this all the way back, and there you go for that. And obviously you want to rotate that. You want to rotate this to face that way. And then now, one of my most favorite parts, you clip in the legs. All right. Then you take this whole back section, you untab it, and you press it in. Make sure you do that. Then collapse these like so. And then you just collapse these on here. And the way that works is that there's a tab here and a slot there, and it'll just hook there. And the same thing on the other side. And there you go. You have Scrapper as his truck. His dump truck. Or scooper. I actually have no idea what this is actually called. I think he's pretty cool. I like him. I love the green, the purple, all the good stuff. You know, what it kind of reminds me of, the whole color scheme thing, it kind of reminds me of Green Goblin. I don't know if that's just me, but it's fun. He rolls as things with wheels should. Now, if you bring these in, the way there's different ways to do it. There honestly is. You could do it like this, where you could just attach his gun on here, where it just goes into one of the, you can put the gun this way, that way, either way. There is a slot here, and it goes in there. All right, so you make it do that. And as far as the other guns go, I don't think they can go anywhere else on here. So if you just did that, that's it. But if you take this one, which he has a slot, this gun has a slot right here, and go to this on this side, and then go out like this, or you can make it go on that side, I think. That's kind of in the way. I think it's doable. It's kind of doable. If you want to do that, I prefer this way. Do that. Then you put the other gun that is right here on here, like so. Have those together. Then, if you wanted to, just do that, which is kind of funky, not gonna lie. Or like, I guess, well, that's kind of big, but yeah. There's another section there. I just realized that. Oh, that's probably nothing though. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. And there you go for that, for storage. A little bit wonky for storage, but it works. It works. Just take this whole thing off. Take this off. Now I'm going to show you how to put him in his leg form, which is pretty simple. So what you do here, excuse me, you just take this whole section, put it out like so. Then you're gonna take that little thing right there. You're gonna bring it down. If you can even grab it. Sometimes I like doing it. I like pulling the whole thing out and then grabbing it and then putting that section back. And then the way this is gonna work, it's gonna hook in right there. Which I think no, I thought there was. Never mind. And it just like that. Not really like a secure way to put it in there, but it works, I guess. Then you grab these whole sections, pull them out, rotate them down. Then I don't know if you hear that, but there's a bunch of motorcycles going around. And you put it in like so. Then you rotate his whole elbow the opposite direction, and then you rotate it this way. And there you go for that. And then you do the exact same thing on the other side. Rotate it down, tab it in, rotate, rotate, like so. And you do this with this whole thing here, and then you tab that back on, and there you go. You have his leg. Just a leg. Just a leg. And the way this whole thing works is that ankle rotation, or ankle tiltage actually, not rotation. Silly me. Which I'm actually curious how that works. Okay, so it's about his waist. That's why he doesn't have any ankle or wrist waist rotation. Yeah. There's other things you have to do on top to connect this whole section to the knee, which I'll show you in another video probably. I probably should. Yeah. There you go for Scrapper. There you go for that. And as far as the accessories go, if you really want to, you can just tab it on there to give it armor. Or, just this gun, if it's not in the way. And obviously the cannon would be in his Devastator's hand. That's funny. But there you go, as far as all that goes. Yeah. Alright then. I will see you guys, hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.